Hi everyone, hi. Today I want to talk about the fear of succeeding. So, this is a topic which I have personally struggled with on and off for the last 5 years. A lot of people talk about the fear of failure and they talk about that, if I do this and if it's not going to happen, that for me is my biggest fear. And that comes up a lot with the clients and the women I speak to. When I started my original business 4 or 5 years ago, the first business that I had, I always sort of say it was kind of like my trial business. And Denise Duffield Thomas talks a lot about this as well. That, a lot of entrepreneurs, you're testing things out, you're being creative. That was sort of my creative type business. In this business, I have a lot of creativity as well. But one of the things that came up for me time and time again with that business and before I started this business was actually the fear of succeeding rather than the fear of failing, which is kind of, when you think about it, is kind of the same thing, but it's a bit different. So what I want to say about the fear of succeeding is, the fear of success. And everyone's definition of success is going to be different, right? And the reason why I say this is because people's values and what people believe is different. So when we're talking about the fear of succeeding, we're talking about if somebody has a business idea or they have a career change idea or they want to switch jobs or go into another industry. Sometimes this fear of succeeding can seem scary because it can seem as though, okay, if I try that out and it happens, will my life change? Will I change as a person? And this is something that comes up with a lot of people who want to go into the music or acting industry. Is it going to change me as a human being? So then they don't change or they don't do anything about it because they're worried that if they succeed and if they become a success and if something, wonderful happens to them, is it going to change them as a human being? And so this is what I want to say in this very short video. That sometimes when you overthink things and you think about the fact that, oh my God, if I was to write that book, is it going to change my life? Yes, probably it will. If I am to start a business, is that going to change my life? Yeah, of course it's going to. But if you don't take the action on an idea, if you don't do something, then sure enough, you're gonna, when you think about it, I always think about the 5 regrets of the dying. And this was something that was that sort of came up. I remember when I first started my business, another lady shared this on the internet and she was talking about, the regrets we have before we die. And one of those regrets, or the top one, was not doing things that we wish we had when we were younger. And so this is what I want to say for anybody who is afraid of succeeding, the fear of succeeding, that when you have this thought bubble in your head, it's usually because it's scary and it's usually because you actually really, really want it. And our brain is almost automatically telling us to not go for it. Our brain is almost saying, no, don't do that. Because if you do that, you're going against the norm. And if you do that, you could succeed and it could work out and it could be great. But, what's going to happen after that? And this is where I want to say that if you're really, really passionate about whatever it is that you want to embark on, whether that's a business, whether it's a career change, whether that's whatever it is, and whatever stance you're coming from when you're watching this video, I just want to say, isn't that exciting? To me, that's exciting. It's always good to have a vision, by the way. It's always good to think about where you're going to be in a few years' time, because we need to have goals and we need to have a bit of a plan in place, and things are probably going to chop and change. Things are probably, going to come up in our personal lives as well that will impact on it. But what I do want to say is, if you do succeed with your goals and if you do succeed with the things that you want to do, what is so bad about that? And I think one of the reasons why we think it's a bad thing is that when we're going against the grain, when we're collectively creating our own careers and when we're doing things that are outside of the box, things that normally people wouldn't do. And all I want to say to that is that if you don't embrace that thing that you want to succeed in, how are you going to know? So I hope this video helps for anybody who's feeling as though they have an idea, they want to do something, but they're not taking the steps. And one of the other things that inspired this video is somebody I know mentioned Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. And when I listened to that podcast. And then weirdly enough on LinkedIn, one of her videos came up. It was so bizarre within 20 minutes of me listening to that podcast. It really, really helped me think about the fact that we are so afraid of doing things because we're fearful of failure or we're fearful of succeeding. But what we need to do is we need to think about what happens if we do succeed, because you don't know what magic can happen. So thank you so much for watching this video today. I'd love to know what you think. I'd love to know what your thoughts and feelings are around this. Are you in the camp of, the fear of succeeding or the fear of failure? I'd love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and please put your comments below. Bye.